Good morning. One thing I did, I'm glad I did, I grabbed me a pair of clear, actually these are like blue blockers out of my gun case, and boy, they make a difference. It's almost like turns the night into day. But anyway, got a few of them this morning to do before opening a business, and I better get them done. But as part of your rig, if you're doing any of this in the pre-dawn, you need to get you some clear or good semi-clear safety glasses. All right, I'll catch you later. Good morning. I just finishing this one up. It took a lot longer than I would have thought. The beds were a mess with some seasonal weeds that had come up in them, and the customer's not putting mulch down, so there was a lot of sidelining with the string trimmer and edging. I'm still picking up sticks. There was a whole truckload of sticks too. But sometimes the camera doesn't show how difficult a lawn might be. There was a YouTuber put out a video yesterday, Ray's Lawn Landscape, and one of the commenters really gave him some heat on Ray's assessment as whether that was a good account for his business. And the one thing that I see is that one, the camera doesn't show everything. Just like on this one, I could actually even absent the camera issues, there's been many times where I've gone back and forth on the pricing on this because it looks so easy until you get into all the detail work and everything. And then another factor is you got to bid the properties when and where they lie. If his market supports him making more money in other places, good for him. He shouldn't have to take on an account that he's got a bad gut feeling on, because he has to put his guys on scenarios that make the most for the business with the least amount of worry on his part as to whether or not his guys can handle the detail work. It's not always about him. He has to also worry about guys. So his labor costs are higher in his area. Down the line, he may not be the one operating on that lawn and everything. And also along that line, that lawn probably made perfect sense if you could move it here to Florida, where I'm at. I'd probably take it all day long. But here my costs are lower, labor costs are lower, taxes, housing, everything's lower. So you got to price them where they lie. You can't say, well, that's you shouldn't be passing on that. You know, that's a great money for that yard or whatever. Not if he can make better money somewhere else, and that's what he has to do for his business. But also, it is true that you kind of got to give him a time. First time out, you can't really make that decision most times, unless you come back and get a lot of heat from the customer and you put more into it than you would want to ever in the future, and it wasn't enough still. Then you know, exit immediately, in my opinion. But and then as far as pricing them when, well, you know, my rig may not make sense to some people that are in hot markets where they wouldn't even get through the front gate, but times may change and your market conditions could change, and you know, you just want to take what you can from each video. You don't want to say, oh, well, that's stupid. You know, you don't know what you might need down the line, and what I show you may be something that's helpful if your market conditions change, or maybe you lose that last big account where you had to have helpers, but now you can go solo and you want to figure out how to save walking steps. And also in some areas I got bigger trucks, I got bigger trailers. And yard I did yesterday, for instance, I couldn't have used it at all. I would have had to back an 1/8 mile out to get the truck even close. So I pulled up on this lawn and this big tree. Seems like every time there's weather of any sort, there's a whole bunch of, I mean, it's huge. So I gotta clean all this up. There, I'll put a blower next to it so you can see perspective. So it's not normal. So I had to contact the customer and make sure they're gonna pay for the dump fees and stuff. All right, I'm gonna get busy. Obviously, I got a lot to do. I'll catch you later. So once again, the little Echo CS 2511T saved the day. I'm not gonna shut it off quite yet because I don't know for sure if I can lift this one here. You know, I'm trying to cut them at the narrowest point for the saw's sake. Yeah, the first time I ever saw this saw it was on the counter at a local power equipment place. I thought it was a toy. I grabbed it by the bar and started flipping it around. I was like, dang, that's pretty heavy for a toy. See, it fits behind my seat there. So anyway, I got to get going on this lawn. It's all the mess cleaned up, but I guess the neighbor said there's more of it ready to fall. So, you know, she said be careful because it was like ready to fall. I don't know though, I don't see it.